Hello, everybody. Welcome back into the Dota Cinema Captain's Draft 3.0 presented by Dota Cinema and Moonduck TV. We are here with game number 3 between Complexity Gaming and Team Spirit in the winner's bracket second round. We'll have to see who comes out on top. Draskell has left us for prior engagement, some sort of shindig. Who knows what he's doing. And we're here with, as always, Pit Muckle, myself, Zyori is joining us, and so is Slacks. Andrew, how the hell are you, man?
I am feeling good, and I'm feeling even better now just wondering, what could Andy be up to this afternoon? Because he definitely, like the rest of us, spends a lot of time indoors, playing video games, streaming, watching streams. I wonder what he's got in store tonight on this this kooky Thursday afternoon. I guess it's 7 p.m. prime time in Europe, but
yes,
hot date tonight.
Hot is not the term I would use, considering it's like minus 20 degrees or something over in a good old Sweden. So I hope he does not go outside because he'll freeze his ass off. That's not something I'd hope to see happen. But
I'm pumped for a game 3 though, buddy. I'm glad it went all the way here. Though I was cheering for Complexity at the end of game 2. I really thought they could do it.
Yeah, Complexity, we're close. Any team that has an Enigma, I generally will cheer for, but I have to say the lineup for Team Spirit was absolutely outstanding. And we'll see what gets done here within the next couple of moments as they've banned out a couple of interesting heroes. Lifestealer, Tiny
again.
Io.
God.
No Riki, though, this time.
It's insane. I just can't believe how many meepos there are. All Enchantress gets through. Team Spirit picks up the old dirty. Ah, God. I'll play the Purge this time. I'll do my best Purge roleplay. Ugh. Ew.
Does he not like
Enchantress? So stupid.
Yeah, what was that?
I can't do a good Purge. He's hard to imitate. Hey, guy.
Vengeful spirit. Complexity's turn to pick.
Enchantress. Untouchables broken.
Are you still imitating Purge? I can't even. I actually
Yes.
have no. Like, are you trying to? Like, both of you. That was. I'm not even gonna try because I know I'll fail miserably. But, dear Lord.
I know it's awful. I think she's redonkulous, though. She is crazy. She's weak to the damage nukes. I guess Venge is an okay way to deal with her, but I really think just all you got to do is make it so the first auto attack goes through and then Untouchables applied. I think if you do that, she is pretty leveled out. Still strong, still a good meta pick, but not just ridiculous. Why would you ever let her through the draft level? I mean, I think she's way scarier than Lifestealer, for example, in this particular
I would
lineup.
agree with you. I'm surprised. I mean, Complexity clearly have some way of dealing with it, or they just forgot it was an accident.
Well,
I don't think
Venge
that's
is
the
a good
case,
start.
It's very good against the Enchantress. All of that magical damage, all of that burst coming through, like you talked about, which is exactly what you needed against an Enchantress, and it's very good. They love these heroes. But the Disruptor comes out, and that's another great hero against the Quap. Like, Glimpse back, Static Storm, see you later, Quap. You're dead in almost every situation if that happens.
Complexity could also look at like a Slark and then go for the Silver Edge to get rid of the Untouchable. That's a way to go with it. Omni Knight, good pick here. Buff up the Enchantress even more, right? Even better.
Slacks is an Omni Knight pick. How you feeling, bud? No, I'm telling you that it's there. I'm not lying to you. It's definitely still there. Slacks, I'm lying. There's no Omni Knight. Just kidding. Haha. Gotcha.
It's all an elaborate scheme. Omni, Disruptor, Enchantress, Slacks. That's the Team Spirit lineup.
I'm lying to you.
Off Avenge.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I'm excited to see where this Omni Knight's going to be played. It probably is a support, which is a bit lame, but I mean, that means that they don't have much lockdown. They have Glimpse back, and that's like it. That's all they have in terms of lockdown. So
yeah. There's a clockwork here as well that Complexity might be interested in. Lock the Dryad in place, hit her with a little bit of that magic damage so she can't cast her spells.
Clock's pretty okay. I think obviously the right click is not as good. Sand King, another burst here, burst damage hero against the Enchantress Epicenter could destroy her rather easily. Same with the Burrow Strike. Sandstorm could do some work, but
good game for Disruptor though. He's really good against all three of these heroes, especially the
really
Quap and the Sand King.
Yeah. Good luck getting your ult channeled with the Static Storm or Glimpse on top of you, and then they go for the Deusa. They had to play up against this twice yesterday against Digital Chaos.
Okay.
This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this pick.
Medusa. I'm pumped. I like a little bit of Medusa action. I think Medusa can really... She gets a bad rap, man. She can get active nice and early, get those phase boots, nice Yasha early on. You know, stick, a ring. She's ready to fight. She's ready to bring the heat.
She just doesn't rotate that effectively. I guess if you have any, type of lineup where you could play like a Medusa on a carry, it's with these heroes that you have a lot of heroes that are super effective in the early game and good at roaming. So I think that's probably fine.
You look at this lineup though. If Omni is not there to put Repel on Enchantress, they have so much damage just to blow her up. You hit Magic Missile, you've got Scream, follow-up stun. Medusa hits her with a snake. That is a lot of damage just in itself. And woohoo, Slark raises the last 2 picks here. I like this. This is going to be a bloody game, I think.
I will agree with you. I don't like the Sand King because it does kind of promote more monotonous play where you're just sitting back and you're farming. And Swindle is going to be playing at the offlane, by the way.
Swindle Sand King.
Yeah,
okay.
So offlane Sand King coming out, and that means
So
that the Quap's
Z-Freak
probably
Quap?
played by Limp. Now, Limp Quap playing it. Z-Freak's the support player. He'll probably play... Actually, I have no idea now that yeah, you're right. No, you're right. This is a Queen of Pain that is a Z-Freak probably.
It's a 4
right.
roaming Quap.
Yes, I was wrong. You were correct.
5 Venge. That's crazy. The roaming Quap, who is it that hates this? Someone that we know is very opinionated about the position 4 roaming Queen of Pain.
Purge?
It's probably Purge.
I'm going to go with him.
But it's a little bit underwhelming. I think it might be Grant, actually.
Yeah, it could be Grant too, but Grant hates everything. Grant doesn't like Dusa. He's like, it doesn't promote.
That's actually true.
good
Saying
play.
Grant hates this is not a very bold statement. You probably apply that to quite a few
it really
aspects
does.
of the game.
It's all you freaking Coloradoans, or however you say it.
Yes, slacks. Enjoy the snow, idiot.
Dummy.
That was harsh.
Yeah,
It's
he
about
just
to,
went right at you.
It's about to
Jesus.
snow really hard on the East Coast, and I'm
It
still
is.
salty about it. Like, we're about to get hammered. Legit 2 feet is coming.
Somehow
prepared.
I'm like avoiding it, which is really weird considering I'm like right in the middle. Well, not the middle. of
Dude,
New
we're
York, but,
ready.
like,
We're going grocery shopping tonight. Our friends are coming over to get snowed in. We're gonna land through that fucking snowstorm. It's
That
gonna be
sounds
awfully
like a lot of
easy.
fun.
Here we go.
Meanwhile-
Smoke breaks.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, Slark.
Pounce? Did he avoid that magic missile through
Yeah,
Pounce? That was the craziest
sickest
thing.
Joint.
Okay.
Well, very nice.
That's all you can really say about that. All right, that's it. And they'll just head towards that bottom rune spot. We'll see if they
down.
want to contest the top rune spot, or if they're just going to give it to Afterlife. I would like them to place a ward up here at this top jungle spot, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. They've already dropped down the 1 observer ward, which is a very commonly placed spot, so that could get dewarded rather easily, assuming there are sentries. They don't have them and always want to fly, but we'll see what happens next. Goblek went for the good old, this is what Drask was talking about. He goes for the choke point jungling. He's going to be having an Iron Talon as well. Dear Lord.
Oh,
Some
my.
cheeky stuff coming up for a Goblek.
I'm sure Sox can get behind this though. Omni Knight taking driver's seat, grabbing that Iron Talon, first item, just getting a little bit of the farm.
Worthy tribute.
Oh! Did you guys see that Z-Freak play? Blink
Did he
in,
get the-
snatch the rune. There were
Yeah.
2 people standing on it. That was... Get those fast fingers, man.
They got both bounty runes. Not great.
GG.
Flex
it.
is really good at doing that too. They did that. This is playing Goblek now. Okay, it's gonna be Iceberg coming in on the DK, but
Yeah.
this matchup is maybe not that great for the DK. Like, not able to. He's gonna have to use Breed Fire a lot to get last hits. Otherwise, he's gonna get static linked, and all of his damage is gonna be gone. And dear God.
Down bottom, Z-Freak's in a world of hurt, though. He does have Blink level 1. Decent damage to that Thunderstrike. He's going to have it in 2 seconds. I think another rotation. Z-Freak could die here if Always Wanna Fly can get vision. And he's going to go for it.
Gonna
Okay.
salve up. This is not a great offlane for Z-Freak, it looks like. Jeez. And it is an offlane for Z-Freak, which is really interesting. You can see where the Sand King is. This is jungling. Swindle's like, screw this. I'm
This
gonna
is
get
really
Caustic Finale.
peculiar. I wonder if this is a sign that Complexity may start switching up their roles a little bit, or if it's something specific to this game. Oh, Z-Freak blinks back.
I think it's specific to this game because Swindle's been playing too strong in the offlane recently to afford, having them not there. But he is very close to death. The Caustic Finale will clear up some of these creeps. He's up to level 2 already. This jungle
working.
for Swindle's not that bad, actually, all things considered. But he's not going to go for that level 1
Sandstorm.
Sandstorm yet. He doesn't have it, which is kind of surprising. You want to get to level 3 and you'll have Sandstorm, but instead he's just like, I'll just farm with Caustic Finale. He has to be very careful. He could die to one of these right clicks, however.
Yeah, the Iron Talon makes all of this possible. Up top, man, Enchantress living up to the Enchantress hype. Look at that damage he's putting out onto Chessie. The tornado, so irritating to deal with in lane.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about it besides just try to avoid it as it chases you. Chessie is feeling the hurt, though.
see, he does have his mana shield up, but look how much mana is draining right now just from this tornado, which is still got a huge range, and he's just microing.
It also
the creeps so
reduces
that
your
it
attack
falls.
speed, which is not huge, but it's really annoying for these early last hits when Medusa's attack speed is also complete ass.
100 damage taken from Iceberg. Limp is just, he's whipping them into shape right in the keys. Hanski's got to back away. The Wild Wing Ripper has finally lost his tornado, and Chessie can finally start regenning up with Hanski there as well.
It's like you expect Razor to win this mid lane, but he is whomping this DK right now, 17-7. It's rough.
Iceberg's not having a great time right now, and Limp continues to just farm effectively. So this is really good. Chessie's having a rough time. We've already talked about it. He went with another Wild Wing Ripper, and he got another Tornado. Are you joking? He's got a Magic Missile. He will. Hanski has to use his mana just to stop that from happening because it's too much damage already, which is insane.
Yeah, it might be worth it, though. It's got a pretty long cooldown. You have to use those stuns conservatively because of mana issues with Venge, but worth it so Chessie can just get some space in lane and focus on last hitting.
All right, Limp is gonna get his Courier, get his Aquila, no bottle form obviously, and down bottom, Swindles is rotated in. So he gets the level 2 Burrow Strike. He's gonna cost the finale this creep and get it killed and miss that one.
Yeah, this is a really odd setup from Complexity, the way they're doing this. Normally Z-Freak will just go over the jungle, and that was one of the things he was known for in Han. We were talking about Han stuff earlier, man. He was the jungler, the efficient jungler that helped set up some new paths that other teams followed. So odd to see them put him in the offlane here. We'll see some pressure onto Slark down bottom. Looks like he'll be able to just Dark Pact it off. The mid lane, though, I think they might make a go at Iceberg. There's a wraparound play coming from the bench. Handskin with the stun, Limp. Huge damage stolen, up to about 100 now. That'll be the first blood drawn. Handskin with the rotation will secure that bit of bonus gold. Very nice.
We'll get the kill, and that means that Hanskin will head back towards that top lane. And so this is, you talked about Z-Freak being the jungler. He does jungle from time to time, but it's more been Swindle and Z-Freak at the offlane. The brothers duo going to work, and boy, are they putting pressure on this lane. 19 last hits, though, still for the Slark, so it's not like he's missing out on that much farm. But if you look mid, 29 last hits for Limp, not to mention getting an assist going his way. This is a great start for Limp on the Razor. Top lane, Medusa's starting to fall a little bit behind. Not the easiest hero to last hit with under the tower, and they're going to keep pressuring it too, make it hard for Chessie to actually get any last hits here. And we'll see if we can get this one here.
And, you know, this is actually a good start for the Sand King as well. He got the fast level 2 in the jungle, but that opened up for the Queen of Pain to get all that solo experience down bottom. She's level 3, 0 last hits, but if you think about a support Queen of Pain, that's probably more than she would have gotten out of the jungle in 4.5 minutes by herself. So I think that's just part of the efficiency they're going for. Limp in the mid, taking some big damage, but old beefy Razor, he'll live through it. TP rotation, Handskin on the way in. There's the Sun on Always Want to Fly, and oh man, that Razor slaps him down. And the Venge actually get credit for that kill as well. 2-0, Complexity holding on to the lead.
Great rotation from Z-Freak to TPN. He doesn't even have Scream of Pain, but he jumps in with a level 2 Shadow Strike that provides more than enough damage for them to get the kill. They regen up Lip, who now has his treads up plus the kill. They'll drop an Observer Ward down on the high ground here too. If they want to make it go on Iceberg, they can try, but there is this Radiant Observer Ward, so that will provide them some vision going their way. And Iceberg will Bottle Crow his bottle back towards the base. Meanwhile, Chessie top lane, Afterlife, looks like he might get his kill. The tower hits will do too much damage, and the mana shield will keep Chessie alive back towards Miss Iceberg. He's going to get statically linked up. They already used the match miss, so it looks like they weren't able to grab the kill, but no, they will. They used the plasma field on the right click. He stole 112 damage, and Complexity off to a fast 4-0 start.
Man, Razor is such a good hero in this particular game. Now down bottom, Slark takes a stun, just Swindle harassing as he continues farming creeps, but this Razor just completely dominating. That dive in the mid, Handskin was just tanking the tower, didn't even get to use his stun. He ended up having to retreat at fear of dying from just straight auto shots from the tower, but Razor damage coming through once again here, Mod. He's almost level 8, number 1 on net worth, and what do they have to slow this hero down now? I mean, Omni Knight and Disruptor are a good support duo when you're team fighting, but speaking of the devil down bottom, Swindle falls short on the stun against Always Want to Fly. A hasted double damage Disruptor. That is an interesting medley of buffs here, and Swindle, he's going to feel the hurt, gets back, double damage, actually making the right clicks matter, but Deep Freak comes in, they turn. It stays alive, just barely.
Oh my
on his way, Dark Pact. There it is.
Oh my god, that was actually hilarious.
That was tense. So 1-for-1, Disruptor for the Sand King. Probably a slightly better trade for the Team Spirit, but it worked out.
So Swindle has 1,000 gold. He's almost 6. Will he go for the epicenter? He doesn't have that blink just quite yet. They're going to TP somebody to help Iceberg mid. Iceberg is getting crushed, and you talked about it. God, he needs some help, and they'll rotate in the Disruptor. But still, look at that damage just from the plasma field. It owns magic resistance is not there. You sure you have plenty of armor from your Dragon Blood, but
Yeah.
this is such a tough lane for him
Wow.
right now.
Phase boots on the Enchantress in the top lane. Interesting. More often you see the power treads just because of how well she scales with attack speed. And she's already really fast even without the phase boots. But interesting change here from Afterlife. Looks like he'll just go phase into drum with that bracer picked up.
Yeah, that's the common build. Phase drum into Dragonlance for the offlane Enchantress.
Really? Is it all phase? I feel like we've seen a lot of power treads, but
in the American region, we've definitely seen a lot more phase drum. Limp is gonna get the Elder Dragon form baited out, but it's fine. Limp will go ahead and just back up.
Gotcha.
So Iceberg is going to maybe try to put pressure on the Limp, who's going to be able to bottle up here shortly after the Corrosive Skin is off, and the Plasma Field down the group wave.
Speaking of boot pickups here, Swindle's actually going for power treads, and down bottom they initiate onto Slark, but Omni comes in, hits him with a heal, repel as well. Brilliant play, and Swindle just gets completely turned around on. It's a buffable BKB, and there is just nothing a Sand King can do against it at this stage in the game. Great rotation from Go Black.
That was really impressive rotation coming out from him, dropping that repel as the epicenter was getting channeled. He didn't panic, he didn't do anything
and the heal
too
bomb
crazy
before
like
that,
himself.
perfectly timed, did huge damage to start off that fight to turn it around.
Slark's going to become a nuisance. He's 1,000 ahead in net worth ahead of Chessie at this point. Chessie's just trying to find his next set of boots, but here comes the impetus. The Mana Shield should probably go on, and it will, but now Swindle's going to come through. There's the Burrow Strike, and they bring him down. They're going to try to focus. It's just the untouchable. Makes it impossible to kill him. Mystic Snake will fly through. They have stun in another 3 seconds, but he's going to heal back up with an Nature's Attendance.
What a hero.
Here comes Always Wanna Fly. They pop the Thunder Strike, but now he's going to get caught with the Magic Missile. Burrow onto 2. Nicely done. They'll pick up 1. They will not pick up the others. Townskin does not have swap out. He's just level 4, and they'll find a kill, but that's not what they wanted.
Yeah, they get the kill on the hero that doesn't have one of the best passes in the game. I mean, you saw the Medusa standing there, and if you didn't realize what's going on, you look at the Medusa and just think, what the hell is he doing? Why is he just standing there in the trees? It's because he's trying to auto-attack, and Medusa is pretty low attack speed at this stage of the game. Literally just, oh, it's so painful. Every time I see it, Mott, I just cringe a little bit on the inside. It hurts.
130 attack flow. I'm sure that's balanced. Good stuff. Excellent work.
It's ridiculous, but...
Oh, West Frog.
Swindle with the power treads on Sand King, very interesting. He's been going for that early point in Costive, so he's definitely been auto-attacking a lot more, but I feel like you still see the Arcane boots way more commonly.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely strange. I actually have no idea why he picks up the treads instead of the Arcanes, just maybe for some extra tankiness.
I mean, you can get a lot of value out of them.
Finale, I suppose.
Yeah,
but...
Sand King's one of those heroes where he gets that damage when they're on strength, and you rotate him with the int for regen.
Limp is probably dead here. They're going to find the Pounce. The Dark Pact will fly. Was trying to static Link. He will go down. That's a huge kill because he was the top of the net worth, and now with Ramses coming in, he will be the top of the net worth with 700 gold treads, an Orb of Venom, and an Aquila, plus a Poor Shield and Wand. So he's got all those early game items going his way. And Chessie is still struggling to find his... He's got treads down. He's got his Aquila, but still like an item or two short of that Slark.
Yeah, he had a lot of pressure from that Enchantress in lane. You can see the value that she brings, not only in just her ability to survive in lane and mitigate ganks, but she still put a lot of pressure on and farmed pretty effectively, got way more out of the lane. Or actually, not way more, but given that she was solo and it was Medusa with a support, the Enchantress got a lot more out of it, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. She got way more than she should have, and so the Enchantress is...
Thinking about the Swindle boots as well, I think it's also because they're not team fighting at all. I think in his mind, he's thinking, I'm solo farming this game, I need the attack speed to do extra damage, get more value out of this Iron Talon. I'm focusing on me, and Arcane boots are more for when we're grouped up as 5. Wow, man, living life on the edge in the jungle, down to like 9 HP there. He's farming so well, though, halfway to a Blink Dagger.
That is pretty good. He could have maybe had it earlier if he just went brown boots and just sandstormed everything up, but I think he wanted to have some extra items going his way. Iron Talon's certainly not bad. The treads, of course, we already talked about, but well, it's going to be Limp back mid, looking to just harass Iceberg even more. It only takes 47 damage, but that's still a decent chunk. He's going to be going drums himself as well, so a lot of drums this game, 1 for each side for now. Chessie is setting out 1,000. He's not probably going to go for drums, which is phase drums pretty common on Medusa as well, but that's not going to be the case this game. We'll have to wait and see what he picks up.
So Slarky, 1,800 gold. Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade?
I think Shadow Blade probably. That's the more common choice right now, and it does more damage or just does more work in general.
Lets you kind of hunt around. Definitely can kill the Venge. Maybe can kill the Sand King if he catches him. Z-Freak down bottom. Easy blink away. No vision for the Disruptor. He got a level 2 glimpse, but can't get there.
So, the level 2 is not great. He needs level 3 at least to catch out Z-Freak in a lot of these situations. So, because he went for that extra point in Thunderstrike first, and I understand you want more damage. But gonna find Iceberg here at the top rune spot. Max Missile will go. He'll try to TP out. They have no swap. He's just level 5. Really good play from Iceberg. Heads up play to check the scoreboard, see, or just check Hanske in general. See that he's not level 6. We'll just TP out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of still going for this Dragon Knight as well. Usually when you pick a hero like this, you know he's not going to win the lane against Razor, so you kind of compensate by playing to his strengths, which is early 5-man. Group up, push towers, do some damage, see Freak down bottom. Oh, locked in the full combo of Disruptor. And they'll finish him off as the Slark joins the party. Nice gank down there as they finally lock him down. Nice wraparound from Always Wanna Fly to make it happen.
They kill it, gets more farm for the Slark that he doesn't really need. He's already got 2,000 gold to bank, and it looks like he might go for that Blink Dagger.
Yeah. But has DK even ulted yet? I mean, he's almost level 9.
Done it once. He's
Tier
done
1
once,
tower, touched
twice.
by like
He's done it
one
twice.
auto attack. Okay.
I mean, like, Lip is doing such a good job. Like, if you walk up and you try to get the tier 1 tower, like, you're just gonna get your damage sapped, whether or not you're in Elder Dragon form. Like, lose all this damage again. Let's just, like, I'll take 120 of your damage. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's level 3 too, by the way, so that's pretty nice.
Disruptor. Maybe thinking about a glimpse, but doesn't go for it. Cooldown. Ult's still on cooldown for a little while here. He will buy a smoke, though. So it seems Spirit will be the aggressors, at least for the next few moments. Graph's completely zeroed out, so we're almost 15 minutes in, and both teams farming pretty evenly, though, as I say that, Chessie working on, what is this, a 4-stack here of Ancients? Double Drake, Golem, and some Thunder Lizards. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, and he didn't go for the Stone Gaze early on just because he wanted that extra point and what looks to be split shot, so... And he's clearing this out pretty quickly. He's got his Yasha now.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. They're going to try to fight this. Ramsey's going to walk in with a repel up, and Chessie's like, I need to leave. He is, however, going to get glimpsed back in. This should be a dead mid just because, like I said, he does not have that Stone Gaze. Purification will go. He'll try his best to right-click, but instead he will go down momentarily. Meanwhile, Limp's going to find Ramsey. He's going to go ahead and use that Shadow Dance. Good try on the swap out, but it's not enough, and Limp is now alone. They might just keep going. They've already upped the Guardian Angel. Limp will get chased down past that tier 2 tower, but they won't go any further.
I mean,
and now the rest of this Ancient stack is theirs to take. Top lane TP coming in. They're going to find Afterlife. They can get this kill would be nice, but they're going to just TP out. They can't attack him. Untouchable. And Swindle's TP took too long. He needed to be the one first in, and instead, they're not going to get anything. They're going to lose their Ancient stack. They're not going to get the kill. They deny their tower top lane as well. And Team Spirit now suddenly are going to be in the driver's seat here.
I'm not going to say anything about that Enchantress bullshit right there, but before that, that is just brilliant warding by Team Spirit. You see that guy up on the high ground, they have a vision of exactly what Medusa's up to. And, I mean, for the Dire side, they did have the right idea with this Sentry. They cleared some of the vision, but you got to Sentry that top part there. It's great play from Spirit. They were just ready and waiting. They had the smoke coming, they used it, and now they get the Ancients. Beautiful.
So,
What's up, Slacks? Oh, were you coughing, yawning? I thought you were trying to interject.
Let me get in here.
Oh boy, fellas, this Fallout sure is awesome.
Because that's all you play.
I can read your mind, Slacks. You have tells when you're playing Fallout.
Why are you yelling at me? That's not. I don't disagree. I love Fallout, but just like, of course you play that game. It's like Slacks is a problem, guys. I can't. I have an addiction. Somebody help me. You're fine, dude.
Well, they stack the Ancients up again. Chessie gets to clear out some of them. So he still got a little bit. He finished up his Yasha. It's not the end of the world for the Medusa, even though it was a really nice rotation from Team Spirit.
Still pretty bad for them, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's recoverable, Mott. This is going to be a long one, I think. This Deuce is ready for the long haul. Like, complexity of all... What I like about the way they've itemized here is that it's very clear it was their game plan from the beginning. It's like they said, okay, everybody focus on themselves. We're going to split. We're going to delay. We're going to farm. We're taking this past 30 minutes. And the way they're itemizing and playing it, it's working pretty well. They feel pretty comfortable with this DK not pressuring them so hard. Now that Slark has Shadow Blade, though, I think they're going to turn up the aggression. Down bottom, we're seeing it right front and center here. Swap onto Chessie. Houndskin keeps him alive, but takes a pounce right to the face. He'll live, but Swindle takes a huge burst damage to the face from the Omni Knight. Oof. Tier 1 tower.
All the way back top lane.
Oh, he got sent back. Oh, man. That sucks.
And now they might be able to deny this. They have the Shadow Blade up. They want more, and Zeeprik's going to get caught with the pounce. Perhaps they can glimpse him back. They'll do just that. There goes the kinetic field, and that purification destroys him. And that'll be that. That'll be another tier 1 tower plus an extra kill going their way. This mobility, heals, and everything they've got, the lockdown, the glimpses back for Team Spirit. Like, who cares if this DK is not doing well enough? Like, they're still getting towers. This combo of the Slark, the Omni Knight, as well as the Disruptor is getting plenty of kills and towers. So all of a sudden, this game is getting a little bit trickier.
Yeah, absolutely. Slark, here we go. This is exactly what we were worried about. Shadowblade comes out, and it's just hunting all day. Chessie turns to get the ult off, but gets stuck in the kinetic field as a result. Slark may continue to pursue. Here, glimpse back. Oh, God. Chessie is just completely boned. Static Storm deployed as well. Easy kill here for Spirit. They're on the run. Lane, Swindle just barely lives, but tower falls. This is Team Spirit just coming into their own here, Mott. They're breaking this game wide open.
Yeah, they really are. Hanski, that's not a great time to ward right now. You know who's there. You're going to get caught immediately. Ramses just goes in with the Shadow Blade. This Shadow Blade has done so much work. They're going to glimpse back limp. Oh, my God. This is going to be another tower going the way of Team Spirit, or at least they can try to put some pressure on. Meanwhile, you look at the Elder Dragon 4 minutes coming through, and they're like, all right, well, we're just going to push the tier 2 mid as well. And so Complexity, they lose 2. They glimpse back limp towards the base. Swindles is finally ready to try to find a stun here on Iceberg, but he blinks out. Iceberg suddenly has a blink dagger of his own, and this means that bottom lane is going to get pressured even further.
All right, Mott, what's the play here for Complexity? How do they start regaining control? I mean, Dusa has an okay set of items, but can't really come back into the game too easily by yourself. I feel like Swindle has a blink dagger. They need some big ults here, but Spirit's not giving them easy opportunities. They're being so cautious with these pushes. They have to win the vision battle.
Right now, they're losing the vision battle really hard for Complexity. You see this ward here is placed up, and they're going to walk right through it. Not to mention, this Enchantress is yet to be part of the fight, and she's got a Dragon Lance, for God's sakes, down, plus the drum, which she's only used, I think, 1 or 2 charges of. And so, at this point, Team Spirit actually have a gigantic lead. 5,000, almost 7,500 at 18.5 minutes in. And because of the towers they've gotten, they've actually gotten the DK back into the game. He's now in the top 3 net worth, and he was destroyed earlier on. And so what Complexity will do is they'll 5-man towards bottom lane. We probably will see defense coming out as Team Spirit will go ahead and smoke up. They're going to look for the wraparound. Up in front is going to be Chessie. He has that mana shield. He's got the Yasha up as well. Ramses is right near these heroes. They're going to go pop the Elder Dragon forms. Lincoln might go. They will. They'll find Chessie. They'll jump in as well. Epicenter getting channeled. Now the Static Storm, but it's on to Z-Freak. They'll find 2 at this Epicenter. Can they bring Afterlife down? The answer looks to be yes. Sonic Wave comes through the Screamer Pain as well. 2 dead, 3 dead. Complexity turning it around. Great fight so far for Complexity. Looking for Godlike as well to pop the Purification. Almost gets Z-Freak. It's going to be a full team wipe. Iceberg will be the next to fall. And Complexity, they've somehow taken an amazing fight after being the ones getting caught out. But they had to smoke of themselves. They Z-Freak at the tree line, and somehow they take the engagement 5-0.
And I was so worried. Complexity put a ward down on the other side of the tree line. It's since been dewarded in that fight, but it was right around this area, somewhere around here, and it was completely blank. So sometimes a team sees that and goes, oh, we have a ward down, we're completely clear. But it was almost like Complexity saw that there was literally no one there. It's like, okay, guys, they have to be smoked. There's no way they're not going to defend this tower when everyone's missing off the map. So they scattered into the trees, and if you looked at Team Spirit's vision during that fight, they actually could only see like 2 or 3 members of Complexity at a time until the fight was already completely lost. So one of Fly is going to fall here again. Limp will use his BKB and just TP home.
Oh my
beautiful
God!
Stun from Handskin. They're going to get out scot-free here. So beautiful. But then Complexity, they just won that fight with vision. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Mott. That fight totally came down to vision because of how they moved into the trees and scattered, and it was beautifully executed, man. That's one for the highlight reel.
A Static Storm only on the Z-Freak. They came with the Epicenter onto, I'm sure. I didn't see Limp for that entire fight, but I'm sure he was going to work with his damage. His physical damage with Stone Gaze getting popped from Chessie as well. That's impressive. That gets a Veil for the Sand King. That gets them right back in the game. They had a 7,500 lead for Team Spirit. It's back even, and now in favor of Complexity by a couple hundred, which is amazing considering how this game was going. I thought for sure Complexity were in a real bad spot, but boy, did they prove me wrong. Chessie's now going to pick up his ultimate orb on the start of his Scotty more than likely. There it is, that first ultimate orb. The Scotty will be next. That is impressive. And once that Scotty is picked up, this game gets that much harder as Chessie, or rather Limp, has picked up a BKB of his own as well. The 2 brothers are going to work.
I hope it's a Scotty at least. There's a chance he could just pick up the Manta, but I think the Scotty is definitely the much better choice here for sure.
It's almost 90% Scotty, because if you buy a Manta, you just don't have mana for all of your spells if you can use your Manta style. So you have to pick up Scotty, I believe. Which
I also think the Scotty's debuff is really big for them here. Slows down the attack speed on Slark, slows down the Dragonite, and just gives them a lot more kill potential. They need some way to deal with the Enchantress though. Only they had somebody that could go for a Shadow Blade and eventually get the Silver Edge for break, but I guess their burst damage is what they're counting on for now, and they did have enough burst damage to kill her in the last fight.
Yeah,
so
it's all about the magic.
Perhaps it's not as big of a deal as I thought, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, Razor is a big chunk of their damage with that static link, and he is borderline useless in killing the Enchantress.
Well, here's the thing. You don't even have to focus her. You could static link all of her damage away and then just focus somebody else during the entire
That's a really
team
good
fight.
point, actually.
So I think that's something you can do if you want to.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that in the future, but I think that is maybe an effective way to deal with it now that you bring it up.
So they've given themselves a new lease on life, and this is, of course, they're in the lead barely, but this is with, of course, just both tier 1 towers, top and mid, still alive, that Complexity can try to take, and Roche, if they want to go for it. They certainly can, I think. They have pretty good damage, maybe not, but we'll see if they want. I mean, they have Weight of Terror, they have good armor reduction, they have plenty of damage from Chessie, from Chessie, who's now going to have a Scotty pretty soon.
Swindle is in the danger zone, and I'm not sure if he realizes that.
He's going to die. Oh, great Sandstorm, can he flick out? No, the Static Storm is up there just in time. And Swindle will fall to the Purification. He has no stick usage and free kill.
Limp was making that face. I see you, buddy. I want to help, but I just can't do it. The team's not ready. So better to cut your losses there. Just let the Sand King die. Swindle's also completed his Veil of Discord. So, of course, buffing up his damage quite a bit and a little bit of just their general magic damage. Not the best Veil game, but I think always good on Sand King. Yeah,
I think it's fine. You could argue Aether Lens and I get Scepter for that increased range of Burst Strike. They don't seem to mind one way or another. I do think that I'm surprised they didn't get Glimpse there. They were maybe a half meter away from getting Glimpse back and losing yet another hero or having to pop a BKB on Limp.
Yeah. Big Slark is just going into Scotty here as well. Shadowblaze Scotty? Or...
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's going to buy a second ultimate orb here in a moment. Either on the courier or something.
The only other thing, it could be Lincoln's, but I highly doubtful here. I don't see any reason to pick it up. There's a couple of single target spells, but really nothing that he can't deal with Dark Pact. And, of course, Scotty, incredible on the Slark. Very common item pickup there.
Yeah. I mean, you generally build it because you always usually get the Orb of Venom, which he should still have. He does. It's on the courier, so it should be almost certainly Scotty. He's not far away. Speaking of Scotty, how close is Chessie? He has enough for the point booster, not quite enough for that Orb of Venom unless he has it already. He does, so he actually has his full Scotty. And there it is. The HP pool and mana pool increased with Medusa. This makes it that much harder to bring her down, especially with no Scotty of their own just yet, but they'll have it soon.
Yep, definitely. Not so bad here. Complexity has leveled this game out, but still not really in the lead. They're going to group up, push for this tier 1 mid, see if they can actually take another big team fight. If they have another 5-0 wipe, then this game should be pretty easy to just take over. They can get Roche, they can knock down a couple of these tier 1 towers, and to move into that enemy jungle and start to limit some of that farming space. For now, they'll just slow siege. There is no glyph available. It's coming up in, just a couple seconds. And they'll just have to settle for the tier 1 reset. BKB used for DK. That's his 10th BKB. He just completed it. That is actually huge.
Yeah, it's bad. And now you have to decide whether or not you want to defend this tier 2 tower because you don't have BKB. I think they can, but it's going to be close. They use the glyph now. There's no group wave. They have the siege creep going to work, and they're actually just sitting in base. They're going to sit at their tier 3 tower. They could try to go for a static storm, but it looks like they will give it up. Almost denied. That was really close. They're going to glimpse back in. Chessie's going to pop the Stone Gaze. Kinetic Field will go, but no Static Storm. Epicenter flies. They want Afterlife. They're trying to rifle things out. Great repel. We'll keep him up. Static Storm will go, but it's on the edge of the fight, and Goblik about to fall. He can't get off the GA. Guardian Angel is not there, and now Chessie will go to work. They have to pop the Shadow Dance. Scream of Pain will fly. Sonic Wave's already used. Chessie has to back away. He's out of mana. The impetus damage is good. Swap back. Glimpse back as well. He's so low. Earn charge. Blink stun. They'll bring Chessie down, but it's still 2 on Team Spirit. They're looking for more. Limp has stolen a lot of damage, but he's low in HP. He might have to BKB TP. He's going to try to turn this and fight this Iceberg. He's now actually, he doesn't have any more static lick damage. Swindle. There's going to be the Dark Pack coming out as well. He'll pop the Sandstorm.
Okay, well, the Razor lives. He doesn't get the kills that he was hoping for as he popped that BKB to turn, but ultimately, pretty good for Complexity. It was pretty obvious what went wrong in that fight, though. Enchantress lived, and that is the power of the Omni Knight Enchantress. Because don't forget, she's got a heal as well. If she gets those Nature's Attendants out, and Omni Knight heals her, and gives her a repel, it's ridiculous. They simply don't have the damage to bring her down. So beautifully done by Team Spirit. Go Black in the perfect position once again on the Omni Knight, and fuck Dryads, dude. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, she's so strong. I mean, that was without GA. And it looks like they might have to just try to find a way to deal with her in terms of physical damage. If they had a Witch Doctor, you know, obviously Deathward would be amazing, but that's not the case. And they'll get their attack speed buff with this Plate Mail turning into an Assault Cuirass, which I imagine is going to be the case. They don't have it yet, or not even close, really.
Yeah.
God, I don't know actually how you deal with the Enchantress if you get both Repel and Geo off. I think you have to consider a Silver Edge potentially, like you talked about. Which is
I
something
really think so. But who gets it?
Maybe the Razor. Razor could do it okay, I think. Shadowblade's not a terrible idea on Razor, but he clearly wants other items, so...
It's true, though. He does... It's not all bad. He'll get that extra strength from the Suns, get a little bit of extra damage attack speed, and he is one of their primary right clickers. I don't think Deuce is the one that wants to get it. Honestly, Queen of Pain getting it isn't the worst idea ever, but he's pretty committed to this Ags.
Oh, they see Ramses. I think they had vision of him walking near with Roche.
And it's going to take him a while to get it. Oh, they're going to get Iceberg here. This could be a freebie.
He's got BKB. He's maybe going to get it used. He finally does get it off. The Glimmer Cape will go as well. Chessie comes back in. That'll be on Limp. They've caught two in the static form. Elder Dragon form used as well. Here comes the Stone Gaze. Epicenter's going to finally go, and Iceberg still has that BKB, but he will finally fall. It will not save him now. And Ramses, he's on the other side. The kinetic field kind of just getting zoned out. Well, they were looking for more kills. They'll find always going to fly with the Sand King, just popping up the Burrow Strike as well as the Sandstorm. They're on the chase. Hansky doesn't have swap. There's the Veil. He's so fast. He is so fast with the drum charge and phase popped. On the other side, they're chasing out Ramses. He's going to pounce away. Their catch not that great. They'll try to find somebody else, but it looks like that'll be the end of the engagement.
Swindle might go for this.
Fight.
Here we go. Stun.
Oh,
he's got it.
Him.
They'll catch Go Black. He'll be able to heal. Nope, still on cooldown. Okay. 3 for 1. It was a pretty good Delta split from Team Spirit, though. They killed out of that fight fairly effectively. Based on how well Complexity just destroyed them at the beginning, I thought that could be a lot worse.
Uh-oh, Ramses has been spotted. Magic Missile is going to fly. As it does, the Dark Pack will go. And they'll back up. That's
Gotti up on Slark. He's pretty beefy.
You're right. That could have been a lot worse for Team Spirit. That could have been maybe 4, even 5 dead. It's really hard to kill this Slark at this point. They just don't have the lockdown.
If it was a 1 for 2, I would say that's not even that bad for Spirit at the current state of things. But losing that Omni at the end definitely hurts. And now Razor completes his Shivas.
They went Shivas instead of AC. I thought it was going to go for AC for sure, but it's the Shivas instead.
It's just more magic damage to deal with the Enchantress. They also just really need more catch, and that slow is really good to just try to get her. She still doesn't have Aghanims, so honestly, even though I've been complaining about how strong she is, they've done a really good job of shutting her down and not giving her space to farm. She's 0, 3, and 2 right now, and still needs 1,500 gold before the big damage starts coming out.
Yeah, the Shiva's Guard, of course, with the attack speed slow coming out, they already have that, plus the Scotty, so... That's pretty good against the Ench as well as the Slark. I mean, it's just, can they take... Really, the biggest issue is the Repel, I think, coming out from Goblak. So they have to find a way to take him down. But that's not easy. He's got the Aether Lens, so he's got plenty of range to cast off this Repel, plenty of range to cast off the Purification. And, of course, Guardian Angel is already a big enough radius as it is. And, of course, does not get increased by Aether Lens, but still. Yeah. We'll see Complexity group up together. We'll see if they want to go ahead for a smoke. Roche is up, and both teams are keeping an eye on it. Of course, you can see this Observer Ward, and then, of course, in the pit is the Conqueror coming in from the Radiant team.
Slacks, I heard that Omni Knight had a pretty good win rate with Aether's Lens. That's good. That's pretty legit. Oh, it's a good little bit of insight. First item, Aether Lens.
Is this one of your stats, or is this an actual stat that we're talking?
This lack stat, dude.
You've tricked yourself. That's pretty funny. Uh-oh, there is Repel. They have the Diffuser Blade. Will they use it? Now he's in trouble. Sonic Blade, the Shadow Dance will go through. BKB pops one. Can they take it down? Always want to fly will certainly go down. There's the Epicenter. Swap back. Can they get him done? They actually have the GA. The first strike beautifully done. He'll pounce up onto the cliff. Jump in. They'll find it. Bucket the Screw Pain in the Mystic Snake. We'll take him down for Chessie. On the backside, we'll find the Omni Knight, and suddenly they pick up the Diffusal for Chessie, and boy, did it help out.
Man, Complexity showed up with the mop and bucket mod. They just cleaned him up. It was like the great escape trying to capture that slug, but they got him. And now Acolyte, he's just farming creeps in the mid. What was the plan, bro? He tries to TP home and just dies. It's venison for dinner. I don't know what the hell was going on with that one, but it's costly. She's got a buyback, but this is really rough for Team Spirit.
Yeah,
they burn all their buybacks here. There's no GA. There's no Static Storm. This is one lane down, I think, for sure.
I agree with you. This is going to be at least either 2 buybacks or a set of wrecks. Probably both, more than likely. They might not even buy back here. They know that they can't do anything about this melee Rex going down. There's no glyph. They've already used it. And Chessie showing up with a Diffuser Blade. That is one item that they were not expecting. Forget Silver Edge. Diffuser Blade is the way to go to deal with Repel and all of that other crap that Omni Knight has to work with. So
All right, Complexity, holding control, man. They're getting a big lead, nearly 5 figures worth of net worth and about 12K experience. Roche, is he still standing? Yeah, I think they maybe go for it here. Get a pick off and go for it. How bold are they feeling? I'm surprised Roche hasn't died yet at all.
Yeah, they'll definitely go for it. They have a Solar Crest. They have Wave of Terror. They should take it, but you can see already Team Spirit are actually making their way towards that pit area, so maybe they'll back up, wait for another kill, and then at that point they go for it. But I think it just saw a Silver Edge in somebody. Am I crazy? No, it's GPU's Blade. Okay, I'm losing it.
Well, it looks kind of similar color scheme. So you're gonna clear out their ancients once more. Yeah, the diffuser's on Medusa. Another 3,000 gold though on Chessie. I'm curious what he wants to grab next. I think he finish up the Manta and then maybe move into Butterfly.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Force the Slark into an MKB.
You're gonna wait for your diffusal too, because obviously, or did he just buy it? Okay, he bought the Manta recipe. That's what I thought, but he doesn't have an ultimate orb. He's gonna have it here in a moment though. He'll buy it on the courier, and then so the Manta's done. You wait for 0 charges on your first diffuse blade before you buy the second one, and probably buy your butterfly before that happens, because you're not going to be fighting that much. So I agree with you. That's probably the likely choice here. Then
you see how the farm's going. Either buy the value evasion piece if you have to fight, or just grab the agility if you're going to farm and sit in the back line. Swindle is hungry though, man. He's on the front lines. Force Staff, Blink Dagger, Veil at the ready. Level 16, he's got the big deeps coming. Complexity going to get some vision control here, and they're going to move into the Roshan pit. They've got 2 wards down of their own, as do the Radiant. Do they have a gem? What is the gem count right now, actually? One on Z-Freak,
yeah,
and that's it. So there is a gem on the high ground here. They're pinging it out. Yeah, the Dusa.
JJ, buddy.
Dusa will find it.
Jay, I'm afraid for you, JJ. Please go to the doctors. You're scaring me. I want you to feel better, bud. Olympus picked up by the way, casual talisman of evasion, whether that is for a halberd or a butterfly. Probably butterfly. We'll wait and see. It's also, I mean, I think halberd's pretty good, but then again, against like,
it's really good against Enchantress, actually. Great way to deal with her when you know she can't really get a BKB, and here she's bottlenecking and getting the Aghanims before a Black King Bar even starts. So I wouldn't be surprised either way, but Halberd probably more likely here than usual on Razor.
Respect kind of Chessie to push him back a little bit. Now that's on cooldown for a good 15 seconds or so. They'll pop up the kinetic field. It'll be onto just Limp for now. They pick up the Basher now as well, and here comes Ramses.
Slark goes all in with this Basher, no buyback. This is a big item pickup.
If they lose this fight, the game's over. If they decide to fight here anyway.
This is a big hold. Remember, Aegis is on the Medusa, so Chessie's going to sit a little more forward than usual. They're kind of hoping that they initiate on the Deuce of all heroes.
Dire's top tower.
They're sitting back.
They back out.
They have to deal with the tier 3 tower push coming in.
Yeah, and of course, they don't know that the Slark doesn't have buyback here, so it's a gamble on the Slark's front. But BKB on Swindle, maybe that's the key item they were waiting for here. Push out top, get the BKB, and then just rinse and repeat. No reason to rush it when you've got this much time on the Aegis.
Afterlife was chasing after some of these heroes. Instead, he has to deal with a group wave, and now he's going to be the one that gets turned down here. You could look, they want to blink in on somebody. They're going to always want to fly Glimmer Cape himself. Sentry Ward not there. They, of course, still have the gem. They're going to jump in. There's the BKB. Elder Dragon Form and Static Storm on a limp, but he's got his own BKB. He'll be able to walk out momentarily. He doesn't want to have to use it. He finally will. They've popped up the GA as well. Chessie going to try to bring down Godblack as well, but instead, the backside, Iceberg will fall maybe to Limp. One more right click will do the job. It looks like last one. Can he get it? Yes. Back to the main fight. You can see Ramsey's going to work. There's the epicenter BKB. They popped it up on the afterlife, but he gets Glimmer Cape, so go ahead and try to drum away. Swat back out now. Chessie is actually out of mana, but Ramsey's going to have to use his Shadow Blade and walk away. So they only get the 1 kill on Iceberg. It's a bit of a hectic fight. Everyone from Complexity is pretty low. They're going to glimpse back Chessie. Still has that Aegis. The Repel will go onto Ramsey. So they have to defuse the blade. They do use it, but he's going to pounce himself away. His Shadow Blade's up in 15. They pick up the gem, which was picked up by Complexity, by the way, and now Complexity will smoke out. They don't want to go any further for this.
Yeah, it's the same issue again. They dumped a lot of their damage into Enchantress, and she didn't die. This time, it's the Glimmer Cape that keeps her alive. Really smart item pickup from Team Spirit. They saw that she died before for magic damage. Omni Knight's ult wasn't enough, so okay, we'll pick up a Glimmer. Now they can keep her safe from physical, keep her safe from magic, and of course, the magic immunity with the Repel. There's so many ways to reset the fight for her. Now an Aghanim Scepter is completed, and Enchantress is starting to do the damage, Mott. Level 16 right around the corner. And this is going to be a continuing issue for Complexity. I mean, what is the trump card when you have Omni Knight, Glimmer Cape, Nature's Attendants? Like, I don't think there is another counter item you can buy to stop all that shit from keeping her safe.
I mean, you already have the one diffuser blade, and it looks like they will be going for a Daedalus at some point for Medusa. And at some point, if Guardian Angel isn't up, you'll be able to, even if you hit the Enchantress like once or twice, if you get crits on those hits, it might be enough to take her pretty low. And hopefully at that point, she's already dying to an epicenter. They have ways to deal with it. They are getting plenty of damage now, and they of course have the Shivas. Obviously, the Glimmer Cape is very good. They have the Repel. They have the purification. I couldn't think of it for whatever reason. So it really comes down to, I think, a good initiation from T-Spirit. They have to have Ramsey survive throughout the entirety of the fight. But there's still plenty of damage for complexity. And the later this game goes, the better it gets for them as they have Chessie on the Medusa.
Yep. Complexity might wait for the next Roche if this doesn't work. They have 1 minute left on the Aegis. They're going to have to rush it here, and I have a feeling that Spirit are just going to be able to stall long enough for it to expire. They're going to get a little nervous, and they're just going to head back and farm for 5 or 6 minutes until Roche comes back. I
like what Swindle's doing, split pushing mid, making sure that creep wave is going to enter the base up towards that mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom, like you talked about, they have this Aegis for not for much longer, so they have to be very cautious with how they push this. AC will be picked up for the DK, which I think is a great pick here. This tower will end up falling here. They have Kinetic Field, they have Glyph, will they use it? They really want this, and they're going to find it. Chesty's sitting at just the right angle to take it down, and he's going to get glimpsed back. No BKB for him, but he's going to walk up, then walk back out. The Scotty going from his illusion that was enchanted, which is pretty ridiculous. It'll go down. They're going to keep going. They're going to push high ground. Kinetic Field will fly. There's the Glyph going through. Limp trying to zone them out. This is going to be scary. They have to take this down. He's got to die pretty soon if he wants to die at all. He's just going to try to force his death here, but it's not happening
He
just
needs to, like, dive to tier 4. Oh, okay. They're just going to back up. They're going to hope for the... This is so scary.
It's very close. They're going to swap him out. Lefty's static linking all this damage away from Ramses, and look how much damage he's doing. They might have to GA, and they will. The Aegis is now gone, but they've accomplished their mission of taking down the racks. Limp is going to get stunned up. He'll get forced back. He still has his BKB. There's the Glyphs coming in. He'll pop the BKB. Now the epicenter comes down. Iceberg as well as always want to fly. They'll be the first to fall. Burrow strike sonically. Can they take down Absolute? Absolutely. And Ramses is all alone now. They'll buy back up to the Enchantress. Complexity. They've accomplished their mission. They need to back away. Look at those impetus hits all the way across the map. And Chessie taking a lot of damage and mana. And Swindle's going to go ahead and Burrow strike, but he's now going to just save his team. We'll go ahead and Sandstorm. There's still that gem up from Ramsey. They'll bash him down, and they'll kill him. And Hansky will be able to TP away. Mission accomplished, Andrews. They've taken down the melee racks in that bottom lane.
I mean, either way for Team Spirit, that was just so beautiful from Complexity. The way they choreographed that with Chessie, they had that timer to a point. They had him in the front line, swapped him back with, 4 seconds to spare on the Aegis expiring. They had the Razor in the front line ready to zone everyone else out. Almost gets a kill, forces out the most defensive GA I think I've ever seen. And now Afterlife is just... no. I mean, talk about being way too deep in territory. That's just a freebie. No buyback either. Eesh.
But he just ran there. He's like, I'm going to steal Chessie's illusion and his farm. There's not going to be anybody from Complexity. Little does he know, Hanska just comes in and says, yeah, I'll just find a kill. That's fine. Thank you for giving me your dieback. But that's it. So.
Yeah. They used that Aegis so perfectly, though. That was really, really well done. It's way harder to do that than they made it look right there, I think. To have the timing, because if you mistime it by just a couple seconds, or they catch you with a stun, or that Dragon Knight comes out of nowhere with a BKB and you're not ready for it, it's completely different. And all of a sudden, you're a Dusa with no Aegis and 20% HP.
Onskin is going to get caught by Ramses, and this is going to be a dead hero almost certainly. Gets on the illusion burn and he'll pop it, but he's dead nonetheless. Z-Freak thought about helping out. Chessie needs to back away. He just bought his Daedalus, and so he does not have buyback, but instead he's going to try to fight on Iceberg. Anybody that can stop the CP. Oh, they want to turn this. Be able to Dragon Form. BKB Sonic Wave will go. Ramses jumps in as well. Chessie's in trouble. They need to make sure he stays alive. There's the Stone Gaze coming out. They take down Iceberg. Here's the epicenter. They find him. Can they body block if the first strike comes through? It'll be on to always want to apply BKB pop by Swindle. Jump in, Scream of Pain, and now Ramses is the one of the few to survive. The other being Godblack. Okay, that was a little bit better than I think I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a total disaster, but still 2 heroes dead for Spirit, no buyback, Complexity tightening their grip. This is a free tier 2 tower in the top lane, really no way Spirit can defend, and I think they're just out of tools here, Mott. Razor has been out of control this entire game. He's made so much space for the Medusa and done a lot of work himself. 12, 2, and 11. Level 21, Limp now has a completed butterfly, and the brothers are living up to their reputation, man. No other way to put it. They're dominating.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Complexity are in a very good spot. They're about to take Negus here. This is the last set of defense they can go for. They do pick up the Aghanim Scepter coming out for the Omni Knight, so that is something they can have go their way. They actually do get pushed back. So this tier 3 tower, this last set of racks will stay alive for the time being. But that's, I mean, all they really have to do is take Aegis and take Cheese and then go for a push again. And even if they don't win the fight, as long as they take down the buildings, it's, again, more than enough.
Yep. Slow and steady. I mean, if they don't want to, there's no need to rush it here. Roche around the corner. Oof, Daedalus on Dusa.
Yep.
My. Okay. I don't know. What can Team Spirit do here, Mott? Is there any way they can turn this one around? It's a 20k gold net worth or a net worth and experience deficit. Maybe like a YOLO smoke, do a wraparound, get a pick. I imagine there's a lot of, actually strikingly few buybacks on the Dire side.
Well, they can't really blow up Chessie, I don't think, even with all the damage they have. They have to find maybe Blimp and disable him. If they have an Abyssal, it would be great. An Abyssal would actually help them so much, but he's not even really close to it, and in fact, he bought an Eagle Song instead for probably a Butterfly. But with an Aegis and Cheese now, no. I think they have to somehow outlast this and outlast this Aegis and Cheese, or outlast the Aegis at the very least. And then they can maybe try to fight, but no, I don't see them defending their racks here effectively enough to be able to withstand and stay in the game.
Yep. Especially with Roche now. It's just... They can barely kill the Dusa once with an Aegis, now a level 2 Dusa. Not that often you get to see a Dusa just transition like very easily into a casual Daedalus. And be like, yeah, I just want the big damage. I'm just going to sit back. I'm not really worried about dying.
It's usually like an MKB. That's the surprising thing. He just goes for Daedalus instead. I don't blame him. It's going to be an effective way of killing all of these heroes.
Yep. I agree. I don't know what else to say, Mod. I feel like this is one of those, like, just slow... It's like when you're watching somebody carrying a baby trip and fall, and you're, like, seeing it in slow motion because you know you're too far away to do anything to help, but you're just witnessing the slow incoming pain. That's what this game is. Team Spirit is just sitting here in their base, limited vision, really no choice but to sit back.
I understand the analogy. Wow, first at dash, Jesse actually is going to get hit up with it. Static Blink is going to get canceled. Elder Dragon Form and BKB Pop, they're going to blink in. He actually blinked away. Stone Gaze will go, and now they have to be careful. Afterlife getting slowed up as well with the Scotty. Crit will hit as well. The Purification will come out, plus the Glimmer Cape. So Stone Gaze is now down, but so is BKB on the DK, and Elder Dragon Form will be soon to follow. Are they going to back up, really, at this point? Kind of funny. They need to.
I guess so.
All right.
Playing it very, very safe here.
They're getting ready to go. I think they wanted to get some items from the courier and then go. This is Butterfly done. Swindle is got all of his items. Sea Freak, I think, just picked up the BKB. I'm not sure. And Chessie and Hanskin are get just a little bit more farm for themselves before pushing up to the high ground.
Yeah. Chantress, Mask of Madness. I haven't really seen that picked up too much. I mean, it makes sense, of course. Massive attack speed with the ult, but...
I mean, I think at this point they're just trying to find any damage they can get to bring down Chessie. And one of the ways to do that is to get your attack speed picked up with a Mask of Madness. I mean, their attack speed is already slowed from Shiva's as well as the Scotty. So
and you're at that point, you're like, just spend any gold. If you're not close to buyback, buy anything that can give you a little bump, because this is our final stand. And Limp's just, he's not really taking that much damage here.
Oh no, Afterlife, good Static Storm, but it's not really on the cusp. You can see Swindle's already popped the BKB, going with the Epicenter, and Ramses is about to get run over. They'll pop the Shadow Dance, but the Rack's exposed now. He's trying to bring down Limp. He's done a good job of it. The Burrow Strike actually misses because the Repel is on. Limp's low, but not going to get jumping Stream of Pain. They'll take down the DK. Ramses is about to fall and will, and he doesn't have buyback, and that should be it.
That's it, man. That's it. It's over for Spirit. They might wait for the throne to fall, but no, there it is. The GG comes out. Another beautiful team fight for Complexity at the end. Even though they're very far ahead and it feels like it's pretty much over, that was still a really nice team fight. They jumped right in. They kind of baited the Enchantress a little bit forward and blew her up. The Slark was the one that took the repel, so all that magic damage from Swindle was more than enough, and of course the ult from the Queen of Pain. So nice series overall, pretty action-packed. 3 games, and Complexity staying alive in the upper bracket here for CD3 Mont. What a fun series, and the best yet is we've got another one, huh?
Yeah, we've got one more. That'll be an hour from now. It's going to be, I believe, DC versus Mama's Boy, rather.